Oof. The Flyers get swept by the Washington Capitals in the regular season. They lose 3-1 today when we obviously know about the big stretch that we needed to sneak into the playoffs. What is close? I'll tell you what's close. The tee times. The tee times for all the golf courses in the Philadelphia and South Jersey area. They're starting to become available for the Philadelphia Flyers as reality is setting in. Now, it's not like the Flyers just got absolutely pumped. And I mean, they had chances there to score on Holtby, but Holtby was shutting the door. He was A+ and proving why he is one of the best goaltenders in the league. That's without a doubt. But at the end of the day, I saw these fundamental mistakes that we've seen literally forever now when it comes to odd man rushes. How many odd man rushes in a row are we going to see? It's a legitimate joke. At one point, Radko Gudas steps up, and there was a 2-on-1. The next shift, literally, Travis Sanheim makes a similar mistake. They get another 2-on-1 opportunity. That's the kind of stuff that playoff teams don't do consistently. Of course, it's hockey. Things are going to happen. Teams are going to make mistakes here and there, but when you're consistently doing it, when you're doing it all season long and just mistake after mistake, consistent 2-on-1s and odd man rushes for the other team, that proves you're not a legit playoff team, and that's where the Flyers are. And I didn't get a chance to actually watch yesterday's game because I had a live radio show to do. I saw that they lost. I saw the brutal referee calls and the high sticking penalty and the one on Ryan Hartman as he went to the net, and we lost 4-2 to the New York Islanders. I saw that loss, and this is reality. We had a stretch here after being down 3 points of a playoff spot, and we went 2-5. We've lost huge games. I mean, the Pittsburgh win was awesome in overtime, and yip-de-doo, we were all pumped about it. And I was pumped about it at the time just for what it was. But that's the reality. We had a serious chance with 3 points out, and we fell apart as the competition stepped up. That's what happened, right? The teams we were playing were playoff squads and serious teams and legitimate threats. And when we got to play them, when we needed to make some noise, we weren't good enough. And that just tells me that we're not a playoff-type squad. That's reality. That's reality. And it is a little embarrassing to get swept by the Capitals. I get they're a good team and all, but come on, for some pride, let's get a dub. Let's get a dub. And I hate seeing Tom Wilson and all that out there. It sucks. It sucks. So where is this Flyers team now? I mean, come on. Reality has settled in here for the Flyers, so you can just hear all the quotes in the locker room. Claude Giroux, I think even Travis Sanheim's quotes were thrown up there in the post-game show. It's reality. It's reality on where the Flyers are. I get it. You're talking to the media. You have to be a certain way, but they're saying that the cards didn't fall in their way. And what are you saying? I mean, the whole season long, we were pathetic for majority of the season. So, and taking a look at just how everything played out and that terrible stretch in the beginning of the season, which pretty much ended up ruining the entire season. We were playing from behind and playing catch-up the entire time. Taking a look from that into the goaltending and having 8 goaltenders throughout the year and Chuck Fletcher coming into play. Ron Hextall gets kicked out. Dave Haxtall goes to the curb. This season was just an absolute dumpster fire right from the get-go. On paper, it just, there's talent there, but there is clearly something missing, and whether Scott Gordon stays or whether he goes, we need to realize that this core, there's something wrong. Whether it's the message, whether it's the players, whether it's upper management, whatever the case may be, there's something wrong, and it's their job to figure it out. Because we do have talent. We do have great players in this league. Claude Giroux, take a look at his numbers statistically. He's a legitimate superstar in the National Hockey League. He really is. I mean, take a look at his numbers. He is a star in this league. And Sean Couturier is unbelievable. And JVR is a good goal scorer. And Travis Konechny can play with some swag. Nolan Patrick, when he's on. Like, this team isn't bad on paper. But what the hell is wrong? Now, you can take a look at this D-core and say they're too young and they make a lot of mistakes. And that's very true. Youth is a big problem. But I'm sorry, we're talented enough that we should be in the playoffs. We're talented enough where we can at least make the playoffs. It's that simple. So just from the get-go, all around with this season, it pretty much was a dumpster fire. When we were losing those 8 games and it was garbage hockey, it looked like Ottawa Senators territory. It looked like mite hockey. You can go to your local rink, watch the players play. You see terrible D-zone coverage, wide open players in the high slot. It was just horrible all around, and it should never ever get to that extent. And sadly, it costed us, and we had to play this extreme catch-up. I give the team credit for that little fight back, that little pushback throughout the back end of the season, and 3 points out was great, but it's just clear, and I mentioned it from that time, it's clear that keeping up that type of pace is almost impossible, and then when we have to play legit teams down the stretch here in the last 7, we're 2 of 5. And that's not going to get it done. And, I mean, it started with the beginning of the year. So, sadly, that's just where we are. And in regards to today's game and even yesterday's game, it's not like effort's not there, but mental mistakes are there, stupidity's there, and not getting the job done is there. You got to be able to put the puck behind Holtby there and get the win. It's do or die at that time. And you can't be giving up costly 2-on-0s and 3-on-2s and all these odd man rushes. Figure it out. It's really disturbing. It really is. It's disturbing. So that's where the Flyers are right now. Let's take a look. Do we dare take a look at their future games here? As we fall 3-1, although it realistically should have been 4-1. Ovi had a wide open net with an empty netter. He's got 48 goals, I think, right now. If I'm him, I'm putting it in the empty net. He tries to make a pass, they don't put it in. If I'm him, I'm scoring my 49th. I'm trying to make a record. Oh, great, 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 great. This is who we have. Ooh, ooh. The Toronto Maple Leafs, the Carolina Hurricanes. That's good. Those are our next 2 games. Not that I'm sitting here and even questioning. I'm not even questioning playoffs. I know where we stand. But it's crazy to think about. So talking about this stretch here of games that we really needed W's. It started with the Capitals, actually, in a back-to-back with Toronto. Ironically, we lost 5-2. Then we lose 7-6 against the Leafs, and we were up 5-2 halfway through the game. The Penguins was a great comeback, but the next game we fought the Montreal Canadiens, who was above us in the standings for the wild card race. We beat the Blackhawks, but then we lose to the Islanders, and then we lose to the Capitals. It's just not good enough. So in the comments, I want to know how you feel about this loss to the Washington Capitals. I know Holtby stood on his head, but mental mistakes, frustrating mistakes, fundamental mistakes out of the Flyers team pretty much costed us. Not being able to get the puck past Holtby costed us, and we get swept by the Capitals in the regular season. I know they're a great team, but it still sucks to do that. Come on, show some pride. Get a win here. It didn't happen, and we weren't 100% there today. You had Tom Wilson and JVR kind of going at it. Let me know your thoughts there. And since I didn't get a chance to talk about yesterday's game, the brutal referees in that game. Not that it really matters anymore, to be honest with you, but we did fall to the New York Islanders, and I thought that game would be maybe more gritty based off the Voracek-Boychuk thing that occurred back in New York when Voracek got suspended 2 games, which was laughable. Nothing too crazy in that department. I guess they just had time to settle it down, and they just worried about their own game, each respected player. And that's how it goes sometimes, so in regards to this channel and the Flyers talk moving forward, it's really just game-by-game situations, to be completely honest with you. You know, with so many limited games left and where we really are, I'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'm going to watch the Flyers. That's what I do here. I'm a passionate Philadelphia sports fan. I'm going to watch the Flyers regardless. But just specifically with videos, you know, am I going to have every single post game? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. It's kind of up in the air right now at this very moment. But with where we are mathematically, statistically, where this team is, I don't know. I'll have to see how it plays all out. There's a chance. I'm not saying there isn't. I just don't know. I just don't know. There's too much hype right now with the Phillies and the Sixers. The Phillies start this week. So we have the Phillies, Bryce Harper, the Sixers on this run, Eagles making moves. You know, the last thing on my mind is the last 6, 7, 8 games here of the Flyers once they're going to be statistically out of the playoffs. So let me know your thoughts all around here on the Caps game. Swept. And really, when we play this team, it's like we're always down. 5-0. Got to find a way to fight back. Couple goals down. Got to find a way to fight back. Today we went down. Had to find a way to fight back. You ain't gonna beat the Washington Capitals doing that. You're not gonna beat good teams doing that. And clearly not with making the mistakes. I could go on forever. I really could. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.